Okay. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right. So this meeting is for the vision and mission statement that we have here at Crockett Middle School, and a mock to make one for next school year. Okay. So as you can see on the smart board, I have core beliefs that I did for my first assignment in my principal practicum. All right. I've already answered these questions, but as we're going through this, if you want to change what I said, you can. Okay? So the first one is school should teach life skills in order to manage money, work with credit, how to buy a home, how to buy a car, how to save money, etc.
I'll just set my things in here for a minute.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go to the front.
Okay. That is really what I believe that schools should do for children, is teach them the important life skills that we need to have, right? Number 2, a good school is one that holds students and staff accountable for their actions. And as you can see on the bottom, I put 2 common UC students who do something wrong and they go to the office and they come back in 15 to 30 minutes with a snack. You don't know how many times I've seen that in an elementary school. That is not good. That is telling them it is okay to show other students that they can do something wrong and get rewarded for it. I believe in holding people accountable for what they do. If they do not hold students accountable now, what will they look like when they get out of school in their real life? We need to make sure that hold everyone accountable for what they choose to do. Number 3, a successful student is able to try the best in his or her education. I would rather have a student that tries, right? That's what we all strive to do, is to make sure all these students try. All right. Number 4, an effective classroom is one which all students are getting what they need and are included in all activities. Also, students need to respect the teacher, and teacher respects the students. Now, as you can see, I believe everyone should be included, i.e. special education, emerging bilinguals, etc. should be included in all lessons and all activities, because as students get older, they will have to work with other people as well. When it comes to respect, teachers and students have to respect each other in order to get anything done. All right, and last, school staff member, i.e. the teacher, principal, paraprofessional, is one who listens to all the people and believes in all students and wants everyone to succeed in the future. Also, you gotta care about the kids. That's why we're here. Right? If you don't care about these kids, why are you in education? That's 100% what I believe in. Would you change anything that I said, Miss O?
Yeah, I really think there's little for nothing to change. It sounds like what I would do if I'm in that position too. So I really think it's okay to me. It sounds good to me.
Sounds really good to me too. Thank you, Miss O. If you don't like the kids, why are you here? That's my whole thing. That's the whole thing. Kids and the teachers need to respect the students. Students need to be held accountable for their actions. And I saw that too many times again. Kids were not being held accountable for what they did. I would see kids throw things across the room and they wouldn't get in trouble. They'd go to the office, be in there for 15 to 30 minutes and come back to class. That's not how you run a school. That's not how it is at all, because that makes teachers leave, and teachers are hard enough to find as it is. So, okay. And then for another assignment I had to do for one of my first principal classes, that I had to get our vision and mission statement, and I had to make comments on things that I would change, right? So our vision and mission statement is really, really good. The only thing that I would like to see is, and this is a problem that I saw when I was looking at others. Inclusion needs to be added. It's like they did not add inclusion, right? They didn't add all students need to be included in these activities. Many schools say they include all kids, and in actuality, they don't put it in their vision or mission statement. It's just the way, I guess that's the way it goes. When I was looking at Lamar CISD, Adolphus Elementary over here in Long Meadows, one thing I noticed about Lamar schools is that their mission and vision statements are all the same from campus to campus. So you can have, so right now in Lamar, you have a vision statement that's the same at Arredondo Elementary versus Adolphus. It's the same. You can't do that. At least in my book, you can't do that. Because all kids are different. Right?
So you think the mission statement should be different?
It should be different from campus to campus. Like, for example, Crockett is not the same as Bowie. We can't have the same vision and mission statements. Kids are different. And then, yeah, I think all of the vision statements should be different from school to school, from district to district, because all the kids are different. Everybody has different things. And I saw that also with Lamar. It seemed like inclusion was another thing they did not put in the vision statement. Or leaders too, because we need leaders too in the future too. So we need to teach our kiddos to be leaders. And then I also looked at Watkins Middle School and Sci-Fair ISD. I have a soft spot in my heart for this school because this is where I went when I was in middle school. So I have a soft spot. So one thing I noticed when I was going through a mission and vision statements, when I was going through this one, is that they didn't include diversity. They didn't include inclusion, right? Sci-Fair did not, Watkins and Sci-Fair did not put diversity or inclusion into their mission statements. And I think that is not a good thing to do because you're in Sci-Fair ISD. Sci-Fair has a lot of different demographics. They really do. It's a really high demographically, it's a very high demographically area, right? So I think diversity needs to be in there. And again, inclusion. I don't know what's up with these schools and not putting inclusion in their mission statements. And then we have Maid Creek High School, the school that I went to a couple weeks ago,
Okay.
in Katy ISD. Katy, I'll say this school was the only school that had inclusion and diversity in their mission and vision statements.
Okay.
Katy ISD. They said they included all kids in the learning, included all kids in activities. And when I actually went there to do my shadowing, that's true. That's true. Because the kiddos that were in life skills, for an example, they were included at like the lunches. They were included in different areas of the building. And I think that's a good thing. I really like that. I really like that. What do you think, Miss O?
I mean, I really buy into your line of thought that inclusion should be actually added. They should, those things should be taken into consideration. Like you said, it's only done in Katy. Like you said, I think you did mention Lana, ISD, and it's. I think the right thing should be that there should be inclusion. It should be included. Diversity is very important, and I really think it should be included at least in almost, or if not all, school districts.
I believe so. Especially in Sci-Fair.
Yes.
Katy already had it.
Yeah.
Fort Bend, Lombard, every district in Houston.
Yes.
Okay, because Houston is what they call a melting pot. We have so many demographics in the Houston area It's not even funny because we have a lot of different people that live here in Houston, and I think inclusion should be on the top of their list. Right, that's what I believe in. Right.
Excuse me.
Go to Sophie. Sophie. Go to Miss Elenisa's room.
Get your breakfast.
I eat at home.
Okay.
She just walks on in and is like,
Watch out, this person's gonna walk in too.
huh?
What's happening? She'll soon walk in.
Mm-hmm.
Yummy.
Oh. Alright, I'm looking for one more thing. Let me go to my downloads. I forgot that's what it was. Oh, where'd it go? Okay, table 1. Okay. Ooh, where'd it go? I know I typed stuff in. Where is it? Okay. Okay, let me find it. I know I did it. Oh, there it is. I went in the wrong link. Okay. Alright. So, and this is table 1. It goes into school culture, curriculum, instruction, and school effectiveness quite a bit. So when it comes to school culture, the thing I want to do is I want to make sure parents, staff, students, everybody that comes onto that campus feels welcomed, right? And they also feel welcomed when they walk into their classroom, right? Last thing I want to happen is that the kiddos don't want to come to school because they don't feel welcome coming onto their campus, right? That's the last thing I want to happen. All right. And then for curriculum, of course, in the state of Texas, teachers must teach to the TEKS or the alternative curriculum. And what I mean by alternative curriculum is if the student is in a specialized program in SPED, like our kids are taught the unique curriculum, right, in life skills. And then, like other teachers do here, students would be assessed through weekly quizzes, check for understanding during class, right? Or exit tickets, right? Like I did in resource, I would give exit tickets out. And I even do that in Hill, exit tickets. And then for instructions, students need to be taught real life applications because at the end of the day, everybody's going to grow up, get out of their parents' house, and have to navigate this thing we call life, right? They have to know how to buy cars. They have to know how to buy houses. They have to know how to do certain things, right? And then I also think we need to do a student-centered classroom, right? Where the teacher just doesn't do all the facilitation. The teacher's there to help, but the students do the most of the discussion. And I know that that's why I have a weak point, is that because I kind of like to control everything. But, that's the best for the kiddos. And then I would also like to see, when I am actually in that level, I would also like to see small group instruction like we do in Hill, for the students that need the specialized support, that maybe are not understanding the content up to a specific point, to make sure that student gets the support that they need. Okay. And then this is just a thing on students and staff know what is expected of them. They know the expectations. And if students know the expectations 5 times out of 10, actually 9 times out of 10, they'll do it. Right. They know the expectations and they want to live up to those expectations, and that's what I've seen. So when it comes to student support, I would let students know they can speak their ideas, and it's okay to have a long answer, like I do in Hill. That would also go to staff too. Everybody can have an opinion. That's what America is. We can all have different opinions on different things, right? And then the other students need to understand it's okay that everybody has a different opinion. Not everybody thinks the same, right? Yeah, nobody's the same. If everybody was the same, the world would be boring. And then this is the last thing I'm going to go over because the time's getting short. When it comes to improvement, I think a PLC is highly important, where the teachers can kind of like get together and plan lessons, look at data to see where the students need the most help, right? Especially if they're tested on, because we need to keep getting good scores on these TEA things. PLC is important, and then also when it comes to the teachers can come together and like on PD days, and we all learn together. Okay, we learn about different things. Okay, so with all that in mind, what would you believe is a good vision mission statement that we have on campus that we need to implement?
Like Randy said when you were talking about, I think it has to be a statement that will be very inclusive.
Inclusion, yes,
So
on it.
inclusion is very important, and diversity, it's also very important. I think a mission statement that actually embodies all of this, plus more, would be a writing standard one, one that accommodates everybody. So,
Yes.
So that should be the priority of the goal.
Like including all students that maybe are in special ed programs, or students where English is not their first language.
Yes, and they struggle sometimes, and then culturally too.
Yeah.
Diversity comes from different cultures, so I mean sometimes we expect the anticipation, can be lower, not because they don't want to contribute or they can do better, but it's because culturally they don't know how to maybe express themselves or let you know how things bother them or be able to be vocal enough. So you could find them being very quiet and not interactive, and so that could affect teaching. It could affect the concept of the classroom.
100%.
And so if you do understand that culture plays a role, and we have to put this in concept when we plan these things. So taking all these things into consideration before we do that planning, I think that will make it very effective.
I do. I agree 110%. Inclusion, diversity, accommodation to everybody, and culture. That needs to all kind of come together for the vision and mission statements. Because Houston's a melting pot. Fulton County's a melting pot. We have very different cultures here at Crockett. So, and I think including everybody is important. Understanding diversity is very important. Their cultures are very important because in some cultures, looking at people, that's a sign of disrespect. I had a kiddo like that last year where looking at me was a disrespect. And I started looking that up, and his culture, that was true. So I was like, okay, now I understand why he's not looking at me when I talk to him. It's a sign of disrespect. So that's one thing that I think teachers need to understand is different cultures. But that's something that I'm going to put into the vision and mission and vision statement. Mock.